When I first started writing, I think I might have been nervous that people would drift away, so I wanted my sentences to be long. I figured they'd at least make it to the first period, and I noticed that I ended up with a lot of ands in the right-hand margin, and like that. So I not only began to make them long, but I began to sawtooth them back and forth, so you wouldn't look at a poem and just think it's a whole stack of ands like that. And also, you know, I mean, the final reason for why do I do anything, why do you do anything, why does anybody do anything is people like it. You know, when I do interviews, people, or do Q&A at readings, people often say, you know, why do you put Barbara in your poems, or why do you put Europe in your poems, or why do you have jokes in your poems? And I just say, editors like it. I can. When I was in graduate school, Allen Ginsberg gave a reading at my school, and I was just hiking up the sidewalk, and a lot of professors were trying to hustle him into cars to go to a party, and they were, Allen, Allen, and I saw my opportunity. I'd been working on a paper on Whitman. I was writing about electricity, and it didn't make, there was more to electricity than what electricians know. There was a metaphorical meaning and even something beyond that, something hidden. So I waved and I said, hey, Mr. Ginsberg, can I ask you a question about the use of electricity in Walt Whitman's poetry? And I was a toothsome 22-year-old then, so he said, sure. And he stepped right up and he said, here's the deal about electricity in Walt Whitman's poetry. It's a way to transmit both sexual and poetical power. I had sex with Neal Cassady. Neal Cassady had sex with a man named Gavin Arthur. Gavin Arthur had sex with a man named Edmund Carpenter. Edmund Carpenter had sex with a man named Walt Whitman. So there are 4 people between me and Walt Whitman. We passed electricity one from the other. And then he sort of smiled at me, and I saw I had the opportunity there to pick up some voltage, but I had a paper to write. So I said, thank you very much, and shook his hand. And went off. But I shook his hand, so if you want to touch my hand, I can get... The king of barbecue. I think not, but I do love barbecue, and I do love to make it in all of its different forms. But the answer to your question is very clear in my mind and very simple. So I'm going to say tomato-based, and in fact I have a prop here that I'm going to show you now. If you'll just be patient. Let's see if you can get this in your focus. What do you think? I brought lunch. This, now let me put in my public service announcement. This delicious barbecue was made by Chef Edwin Barkus, who serves barbecue every day, Tuesday through Saturday, 11 to 6 at the corner of Palmer and South Monroe. How much do you think this is? $5. You can't get a bad burger and fries and a milkshake for $5. But look at this. And well, anyway, turn that thing off and let's start eating.